Hare Krishna everyone, and welcome back once again to our lecture series on the glories of our most beloved Sri Vrindavan Dham. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nivishesha Shunyavadi Pastata Deshatarine. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So I'd like to share a verse to begin with today to set the mood as a meditation on the glories of Vrindavan. It's from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 21, text 45. It's spoken by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vrindavan Dham is very soft due to the mercy of the Supreme Lord and is especially opulent because of the mood of pure devotion that pervades every speck of dust in Vrindavan Dham. Vrindavan is glorious because the transcendental glories of the son of Maharaj Nanda are exhibited fully there. Under the circumstances, not the least anxiety ever arises in the heart of a true Brajabasi. Under the circumstances, not the least anxiety ever arises in the heart of a true Brajabasi. Hare Krishna. So, we're continuing today with our mini-series on Stimulation for Ecstatic Love, and this will be part 125. Srila Prabhupada makes it very clear in the teachings of Queen Kunti, chapter 18, how Radharani's attire, her dress, can be a stimulus for ecstatic love. This is the subject matter as we move on about the glories of Srimati Radharani. He writes, it's very beautiful, the entire Bhagavatam is glorification of Krishna, and this is glorification by Shukadev Goswami. He says that one can be perfectly purified if one either glorifies Krishna, meditates upon him, or simply sits before the deity of Krishna and sees him, thinking, how nicely dressed is Krishna, how nicely dressed is Radharani. So that's our subject today, the attire of the dress of Sri Radha. We've moved up from her lotus feet. But as Sri Krishna's pleasure potency, Ladini Shakti, Sri Radharani has the ability to attract or control Krishna. Therefore the acharyas note that her dressing is even more attractive than Krishna's. Her dressing is more attractive than Krishna's. One of our famous poets, Brajabasi poets, Paramanand Das, he describes very nicely in one of his poems. I actually quoted this poem a few years ago in our series of lectures. He writes, Lalita says to Krishna, O Krishna, our queen Sri Radha wears a gold embedded chadar, whereas you wear only a black woolen kamariya, filled with dust from the cows. Our Radha adorns her head with a diamond-studded crown of victory, whereas you tie a turban of torn cloth. Our queen wears necklaces of countless gemstones, which sparkle like different shades of the moon, whereas you wear forest flower garland, which has no scent. Our queen wears dresses and skirts of opulence, whereas you dress in a cloth of poverty. She holds a stick of royal power, whereas you just hold a bamboo flute. O Krishna, peacocks dance on Radharani's nose rings, whereas you have only one feather on your head. He concludes, the queen of Braj is Radha, whereas the son of Nanda is her servant for many lifetimes. The queen of Braj is Radha, whereas the son of Nanda is her servant for many lifetimes. So it's for these reasons that Srila Prabhupada once instructed our pujaris in ISKCON to always dress Srimati Radharani more beautifully than Krishna. When recounting her memories of Srila Prabhupada, my god sister, Tunga Bhadra Devi Dasi, said that in Bombay in 1972, when Srila Prabhupada walked into the temple one day to see the deities, he smiled broadly. prostrating himself before Radha and Krishna, he looked up at them repeatedly and smiled. Then he arose and he said to her, "Thank you very much. Make many thousands of outfits like this, and always make Radharani more beautiful than Krishna." Make many thousands of outfits for this divine couple, but always make Radharani more beautiful than Krishna. And Prabhupada concluded, then Krishna will never leave. So to begin with, both Radha and Krishna's dress and outfits are generally quite simple, living the village life in Vrindavan, as opposed to when Krishna and his queens are in Dwarka. There's much more opulence. Srila Jiva Goswami writes in Yugala Ashtaka, verse 7, Nilambhara Dhara Radha. Nilambhara Dhara Radha. Sri Radha wears a simple bluish cloth. However, it's interesting that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes in Navadvip Nam Mahatmya 2:15 that she can also wear, quote, multicolored clothes as well. He writes like that. She can also wear multicolored clothes as well. He writes specifically, Tatta Shri Radhika Devi Vichitram Bhara Bhushana. Shri Radhika is dressed with multicolored clothes. Now an example of this more opulent and multicolored clothes, even in Braj, is seen at Srimati Radharani's coronation ceremony in Vrindavan, where she's dressed by her maidservants in the forest. We discussed that ceremony actually in a series of lectures in detail during the COVID period. And at that time, I remember we discussed how Jiva Goswami in his Madhava Mahotsava, famous book he wrote, Madhava Mahotsava, says that after the Abhishek, the bathing ceremony of Sri Radha at that historic moment, her maidservants dressed her in an opulent dress befitting a queen, Vrindavaneshwari, Srimati Radharani, Queen of Vrindavan. And Jiva Goswami writes that, so as not to disappoint them, Sri Radha invested her full potency in that dress that she had been offered. As such, its embroidered swans immediately came to life and cooed in concert with the tinkling of her ankle bells. Then she accepted a delicate sash for her waist, scented with perfumes like oud and musk. And as a result, like her complexion, the sash gave off a soft reddish glow that revealed her heart's feelings and radiated love for Krishna. Then the gopis profusely decorated Sri Radha with flower ornaments, and with that she appeared like a floral goddess of Vrindavan, making the nearby trees shudder in bliss. And the next part of that ceremony entailed Sri Radha's being clothed in a second royal dress. And at that moment the gopi Sanjana stepped forward and began braiding and decorating Sri Radha's hair. It was part of the dressing, part of the attire. And when she had finished Radha's long braid, it resembled a black vine decorated with tiny flowers, a variety of gems, and Krishna's bee-like mind. Then she placed a peacock feather at the end of the braid and asked her assistant, whose name was Chaya, to add scented oils, tiny garlands of delicate flowers, sindoor in the rest of Radharani's hair. Just extra details there. And Chaya, this Gopi Chaya, finished by placing a number of dazzling jewels in Sri Radha's hair, making her hair appear like what? A star-filled sky. Then another gopi began painting patterns on Srimati Radharani's face. budding creepers on her forehead, flowering creepers on her cheeks, and a bumblebee-like spot of kasturi on her chin. Another gopi drew a line of kajal around Radha's eyes, hung a pearl on the tip of her nose, and put sparkling jewels on her ears. And yet another gopi was about to redden Sri Radha's lips when she noticed how rosy Radharani's smile already was. And thinking that lipstick would only hide the natural beauty of Sri Radha's lips, she put down her brush. And then the same girl then fastened a silk band, and it was engraved with Krishna's name on it, around Sri Radha's neck, and valuable rings on all 10 of her fingers. Acharyas say that, to what can Sri Radha's fully ornamented beauty be compared? A golden vine fully blossomed? Mount Sumeru glistening in the sunshine? Hardly. Her indescribable glory can only be compared to itself. So in this way we can appreciate that Sri Radha does dress sometimes ornate ways in Braj, all for the pleasure of Krishna, of course. Now, the following is a list of different styles of outfits, which sometimes adorn Sri Radha's transcendental form, and this is all very relishable. Sometimes she wears a gulab jhoda, a dress made from rose petals. Nij Raji Vesh, an outfit of pearls and shells. Ambari Gat, a dress of sky blue color. Amarashi Pariya, green leaf-colored blouses with mango-colored skirts. Baijani Gata, an eggplant-colored dress. Pirozi Gata, a turquoise-colored dress. Pushpa Valari Vesh, an outfit which is embroidered with vines of flowers. Chittakari Vesh, that's a hand-painted dress. Kamal Chittakari Vesh, another hand-painted outfit, but with lotuses painted all over the dress. Some of our pujaris may want to memorize this when you go to Vrindavan to get the people who make dresses there for your deities. Popati Turi Rangi Gata, a dress which has the color of a parrot with red and pink ruby embroidery. Patangi Gat, it's a bright pink dress. Satrangi Gat, a 7-colored dress, 7 colors. Indra Danushi Gata, this is a dress that looks like a rainbow outfit. Mayuri Vesh, an outfit made with peacock feathers. I've seen that in a few of ISKCON's temples. Shamagat, a dress which has the color of a dark monsoon cloud. Chandi Gati, a silver dress. And Keshiriya Chandan Kat, a dress dyed with saffron and sandalwood paste. And Arshi Gat, an outfit embedded with silver mirrors. Hare Krishna. Now the poet Parmanandas says in one of his poems, Sabraj ko shringar pragatyo. Sabraj ko shringar pragatyo. Look, my dear friend, the full opulence of Vrindavan has arrived. From head to toe, all beauty of the past, present, and future has manifested in the personality of Srimati Radharani. From the divine womb of Mother Kirti, Sri Radha, who is the treasure of all types of beauty, has appeared in the beautiful land of Braj. Now, while researching about these different dresses, I discovered that some of them are narrow, while other dresses or skirts are very wide. And it reminded me of an instruction that Srila Prabhupada gave when he visited our Paris temple in 1974. And during that visit, the pujaris had been dressing Radha and Krishna in simple clothes that we'd purchased in India. And as such, the skirts were, how could you say, falling flat around Radha and Krishna's transcendental forms, just like that, flat. So when Prabhupada saw this, he told the pujaris that the skirts had to be much, much wider. He said, this is what he said, you should put some sticks underneath the deity's skirts to open them up and make them wider. You should put some sticks underneath the deity's skirts to open them up and make them wider. I found that very interesting. And then he said another thing which surprised us all. He said, smiling, and I've mentioned this before, French girls are the most beautiful in the world. So Krishna has come to France to find his French gopi, Srimati Radharani. French girls are the most beautiful in the world. So Krishna has come to France to find his French gopi, Srimati Radharani. Now, in Vrindavan pastimes, Sudevi, Saki, is Saj Samharini Shaki. It means the attendant of Sri Radha who takes care of her wardrobe, of attire, of dress. And everything in Sri Radha's wardrobe is recorded in the royal court accounts of Maharaj Vrishabhanu. Her ornaments, numbering 64, are kept in a special box called Saj Shamhar. And the person in charge of that particular box is Vishaka Saki. And one of the specific duties of these gopis is to count all the jewelry before decorating Sri Radha with them, and then count all those ornaments again when taking them off her, so nothing's lost. And Sri Radha Sakis also arranged for the making of all of Sri Radha's dresses and outfits. It is said that these outfits are so beautiful to behold that four-faced Brahma and five-faced Shiva become stunned and call her clothes Chitta Vichitra Vesh, inconceivable and beyond the comprehension of their minds. And the Vrindavan poet, Sri Kalyana Rai, he writes, her clothes are so royal that the wives of the king of the demigods, Lord Indra, become jealous and give up any hope of attaining such garments. In fact, Radharani's clothes are so magical and mystical that even Krishna once chose to wear them in a playful pastime. And we can conclude the day with this pastime. We have many more classes about her attire, about her dress. So let us conclude today with a verse in this connection from Srila Prabhupada's Nectar of Devotion, chapter 42. It's entitled Fraternal Loving Affairs. It's short but sweet. Srila Prabhupada writes, Krishna once dressed himself up exactly like Srimati Radharani, just to create some fun amongst his friends. He put on golden earrings, and because he was blackish, he smeared the pulp of kumkuma all over his body in order to become as fair as she. By seeing this dress, Krishna's friend Subal became very astonished. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. That's all for today. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Shri Shri Krishna Balaram ki, Shri Shri Radha Shama Sundar ki, Vrindavaneshwari Srimati Radharani ki, Mayapur Dham ki, Gaur Nitai ki, Shri Krishna Sankirtan ki, Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Jai Jai Sri Sri Radhe